Maybe Aegon?
Maybe Aegon? Maybe Aegon seems like a bad option, in fairness. I'm going to have to remake the whole poll from that. Okay, we are streaming, and everything has, in theory, been changed to free player for the moment. If a fourth person turns up, we'll change it back to fourth.
I shall put it on the secondary screen so I can idly watch you do things I don't understand.
Well, indeed. I'm also going to do this and this.
Oh, wait, for a fourth person.
And
click.
We are.
Nah, actually, there's not really a way I can do that. Let's just do. Let's do that. My tiles are obscured. They're not perfectly done in that case, but you know. Alright, so free player Mahjong.
Right, so there's this new button. So it's, okay.
You've got Dora redraws, basically, same as we were doing previously.
Yeah, I have a North. I shouldn't really have said that, but I do.
That's fine.
That's why.
It's not always important. I mean, it's only a Dora for you, so it is effectively a free redraw, but it's also a really good surprise weight.
That would be really cool, actually. Yeah.
I've won off a surprise weight because if they do a North redraw, they effectively deal in. But also, because there's only 2 seats, generally speaking, it's much easier to deal into people. Do that for now. Not interested in self.
Oh, damn it.
Have you made an error, sir?
No, it's just...
By that, he means yes. Very much yes.
So it could just be the luck. Like,
yeah.
The feeling of, hey, I could have used that, and now it's gone.
Second, well, I mean, two red dragons 6 turns apart is not the worst thing that could have happened. It's when you draw one followed by another that it's usually a thing. But it's always correct to get rid of the first one. That's the thing. You have to kind of accept. Getting rid of a loose red dragon early is the safest point to do that.
Eat.
Alright, we're just going to go attack this.
Wow, I've drawn 3 white dragons so far. Better not be alright. Good.
Well, I'll let you know I have a 3-sided weight.
Home.
Because I'm nice.
No, you just pretend to be nice.
I do pretend to be nice. But also, I've got to punish him because he decided to attack into this reach. And I'm always an advocate for making sure that whatever happens, you get punished for that sort of move. Wherever I can,
to be honest,
anyway.
I went for the wrong hand anyway, but... Yeah.
I mean, that happens. In fairness, you have to work around and you know, work bits out on that basis.
I can keep attacking, but...
Well, you can keep attacking.
There are better options.
You can certainly keep attacking, but, you know.
I could have won by now if I hadn't discarded the tiles I discarded. Oh well, it's fine.
Ooh. What was that?
I hit 2 redraws on the bounce, so I now have 2 Dora, in addition to anything else I'm doing.
Home.
Okay, I'm attacking to Toy Toy. Aegon goes for a last turn reach.
Whoever that was, you scared them away.
Yeah, we do that. Well, you called 3 times and weren't intent by.
I was, but then I decided to throw my North away to try and get something nice, safe.
This is why we can't have nice things, Carol.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah, so North is a redraw, so... But you also now have 1 Dora if the hand goes on.
There was a button there, and I didn't know what that was.
Yeah, so that's the North redraw button.
But yes, I had 5 pairs, and I called a triplet. I don't know why I did that. I was so
I mean, in fairness, 5 pairs to Toy Toy is fine, but... It's a transitional thing, because sometimes Toto is easier, especially if you have the bonus triplet, and you did in that instance, so it's probably correct to move over.
홈. 이치.
Oh, Hagen. Oh.
Okay.
Must make Hagen.
So defending against the early reach. Usual scenario here is that he's on a stupid weight.
Probably am.
Well, this is the thing. Usually if it's early, it's on something obscure. They normally need their pair, so it's normally either a single weight or it's a double pair weight. It's usually not a good hand, but sometimes it can be. This is where the game gets a little annoying, and we just have to lament somebody's luck. But I tend to play very normally against an early reach, because it's going to be something obscure. It's going to be a terminal, loose terminal, or whatever. But obviously playing as safe as I can within those boundaries. But sometimes against an early reach, there's nothing you can do, so...
Yeah, you just don't know what they've got. You just don't know what they've got.
Yeah, I mean, if you can get around, that's fine. We'll take it, but don't worry yourself. We will find a fourth eventually. Just because I wasn't able to do this last night, so we're doing it in the morning instead.
Very, very late morning.
Well,
Like
sure.
some sort of crazy person.
Exactly.
Don't approve of this, but okay.
Very late morning, so much that it's not a morning.
롱.
Yeah. There's not much I can do about that, in fairness. They're supposed to be. This was an intentional thing, because I'm actually chatting about my hands at the moment. Yep, so that is...
Hello, by the way.
That is a Mungan. Deal a Mungan. Wasn't actually a bad hand.
For the record, I don't ever check chat. It's pointless, but...
I would check
by
chat.
that I meant the actual stream. I do check the chat.
Oh,
Sorry,
yeah,
hello.
yeah.
Yeah, I would check the
It's
chat if I
fine. It's
wasn't-
only because I am actually chatting, and it's also to remind me not to talk about my tiles.
I mean, you can talk about your tiles if you want. My tiles are great. I'm definitely
Yeah,
just
but
trash
I'm
talking.
not in the mood to bluff you at the moment. I'm here to be instructor to you two half of the time.
I mean, it's nice.
They aren't that hidden, in fairness. You can have a rough sense of what I've got, but you can't tell specifics, which is fine for the moment, and I can't be bothered to change it as of yet.
I mean, to be perfectly fair, I don't think either of us are actually looking at the
홈.
stream.
No, I don't imagine you are, and I don't imagine Mordecai will either, but...
Oh, well, never mind.
Morning, Smody! How are we doing?
Press it.
Yes.
Press it.
Yes, I have to press the button if there's a button.
You don't have to press the button, Aegon. This is the first thing you need to learn about Mahjong. Just because you can call does not mean you should. Universal first rule of Mahjong. Calling gets you into trouble.
Okay.
Did you see a button again? You resisted it that time.
Yes, because I realized what it was.
Aha, I see.
Tiles of Confusion is back. I moved on to Twitch a little while ago, just because I'm doing most of my streaming on here now. So yeah, it is effectively back. At some stage I will set up the league again, but I probably won't be doing any kind of enforcement on that. I should really be continuing on from what we did previously, but you know. So I think that means Kriev is the winner, but I haven't looked at it in some time because as I say, it was April the last time I was playing this. I just got burnt out on this game, so...
That's the fourth of those I've drawn.
Yep. I mean, South isn't your bonus win, so it was correct to get rid of it at each point.
Fair, but still.
스모.
But we'll take East, Ipeco, Dora Dora. No, wait. Oh, no, it's an open hand. That's why it's not Ipeco. Interesting. Start with that. I'll be resetting the game back to 4-player after this, and we'll see if we can get Smody in. If you wish to join the chat, somebody can post a Discord link for you.
When do you get to?
Yeah, you might have to
redraw
leave.
that?
You might have to leave the queue to get in because currently it's set up for free player. I may have to do some shenanigans with that. I don't know quite how it's going to work. Anyway, what were you asking again?
When exactly do you even get the option to redraw those?
Basically, whenever
Because-
you draw a north tile.
Ah,
So north tile is effectively a bonus tile in this game. You can still use it as normal. You don't have to use it as such. But but if you get one, you can effectively redraw it. You also get a 1 bonus Dora if you complete the hand. I don't believe that Dora is universal. I had an odd feeling it was initially. So sort of this now adds 2 Dora to whoever wins. I don't think that's quite how it's calculated and works. But it's been ages since I played free player Mahjong properly, so I can't remember.
Could be a house rule.
I'm fairly certain it is only the person who has the hand gets it. I wish I hadn't done that now. Oh well. Yeah. No, I had a Yakiman hand on. You know, with great liberties with the word Yakiman and also with tiles necessarily drawn. But I've effectively given up a chance of the Yakiman hand here.
well, none of those anymore.
No, I had the other 2 both times. The problem is, of course, I couldn't call it. I thought, and it was a reasonable pair, but I've got better things for pairs at this point, so we'll see. Yeah, I've given up a double Yakiman, I think, potentially with this hand.
リーチ
There you go.
Actually, in fairness, it wouldn't have paid
Yeet.
off, not unless I was already 10-5 from ages ago. I'm going to attack this on the places it's free player Mahjong, and I don't care. I at least have a safe tile to Chiral, but not to Aegon. Yeah, I had if I'd have played that differently, I'd have been all honors Daisangan.
Nice.
But I had to have played it specifically for that hand. It was only sort of towards the end when all the green dragons were basically gone that I figured I could have countered that. I could have. But shoulda, woulda, coulda. That's the way Mahjong goes. And I'm in last place.
I've had an amazing game of just not dealing in, which I'll take. At this
No,
point.
that's fine. If you don't deal in, more often than not, you'll end up in the top end half of the standings. It does mean also, if you don't deal in, you only need 1 good hand to get yourself over the line. Which is why, if you play the game calmly and safely, you can usually get away with a Mungan or Hanneman hand. 1 single Hanneman hand throughout the whole game will win you the game. If you're reasonably good at not dealing in. Otherwise, you have to rely on a bunch of small hands to get yourself up to that total. It's being a bit of an opportunist at times, this game. And sometimes, of course, the tiles just do not work for you. Yeah, we'll play on for this for the moment.
So we're doing this.
Hi, Gregory.
Once
How are we
a month.
doing?
It's gonna happen.
It might happen. I mean, this is the thing. Free player Mahjong is all about just dealing in. It forces it because we're only playing 2 suits. That is a compulsory choice at this stage, just because I'm in a chat. I might actually, yeah, we're gonna sod that. Hold on. Fine. I was gonna leave it as such, but actually, fine. We'll have my hand revealed. I will trust people.
リー
I
チ
shouldn't, but we're gonna trust people anyway.
We're trustworthy
Mostly.
Honest. some of the time.
All right. So this is a bad reach.
Oh right, yes. I should probably have paid attention to that. Okay, cool.
All right, fine. I'm reminding Chiral that there is a reach on the board, but this is
Yes.
probably a bad reach.
The amazing strategy of
Not paying attention to your opponent and
Talking
just
about the
going
chat.
for it anyway.
ロン
It's paid off, but it wasn't a good weight. Yeah, reach Dora and not a lot else going for me. We're also in the south, and I really could do with bigger hands to get back into this game. So I shouldn't really have gone for that. I should have tried to grab the Ipeco, you know. But hey. I could even have just used 3 redraws and completely changed the nature of my hand. But... Alright, we'll go with that. It does mean, though, that I'm not going to be able to answer specific questions about my hand or decisions until possibly after it, and then you're relying on my notoriously poor memory. So, just in case anybody does have questions or things.
It's not poor, it's just financially challenged.
Oh no, it is a poor memory.
It's because you're getting old, sir.
No, it was a poor memory even when I had it.
Shh. Just take the excuses.
No, I'm granting the excuses, sir. See, that's now an error, but...
Hindsight 2020.
Oh, it's always in Mahjong.
Well, they no more 9s.
Yeah, true, but this is part of the game as well. You have to track what tiles have been eliminated, because if you know, for example, that a certain middle tile is gone, you then can reasonably assume a number of others are going to be safe under normal hand convention. It's not a guaranteed thing, of course, but it's another thing you can use for defensive play. If, for example, you have knowledge of where all the 5s are and nobody else does, you have a rough idea that nobody's going for a Tanya hand using that suit. Or if they are, you know they're waiting on the 5.
I feel like going in that 5 was a poor decision, but we'll see if it pays off.
It depends what you're doing. If you're going for a 1-suit hand, as it appears you are, then it's not necessarily a bad one. It's just an aggressive one. But
I'm
free
not
player
going for a
Mahjong
one-suit
does have a
hand.
tendency to go aggressive.
More so than usual.
Yeah, because as I say, there's restricted tile limits. We're all in 2 suits for the most part, so we're more likely to deal into each other. It is a slightly different game in many ways.
Meh.
Another 9's gone.
True, but the 9s aren't too relevant, especially the Manzu ones, because they're basically pseudo honor tiles in this format. Because you can only use them for triplets or pairs. Yeah, so Carol is probably on a 1-suit hand, which is annoying because I'm going to have to discard something of that suit to progress the tempo.
Boom.
I thought that would I thought that'd be dealing in. I'm trying to make some random guesses on things.
Wait. Oh, no! Ah!
Did you pawn instead of winning?
No, it's...
Because I've done that before.
I discarded a 5, so I was in Ferriton. I didn't realise. No!
Oh. I mean,
had a red
no,
5
you're not...
too.
Yeah.
Oh well. I am in Ferriton. How did you know?
I was certain I was going to deal in with that, but it was the only route I had the Tempai towards the end of the game, and I need to keep... I need enough points to be in range of Aegon here. Unfortunately, this means I also have to go for a reasonably big hand. Or I just have to go on the repeat, because actually I'm last dealer, so...
You just have to win 6 rounds in a row. We're
I
fine.
don't, no, I won't need 6. This is free play Mahjong. I won't need 6.
Okay, but still.
He's only 21 ahead of me. That's not a lot in context. Alright, let's get rid of these. I mean, Furitan's fine. Furitan Tempai is fine in the last 3 turns of a game where you're fairly certain you're just riding the game out. But after 3 calls, you should not be Furitan under any circumstances.
I just didn't...
I mean, it's fine. It happens. It does.
Yeah.
So,
It's fine. That was a good reminder of things not to do.
exactly. This is ultimately an attempt at tutorializing the game, so
Yes.
okay.
What to do?
1.
we'll go with that.
Ooh.
We'll go for the early reach.
Well, that was safe last round, so.
Yeah, I mean, this is the sort of thing. It's all judge. That's unfortunate, Egan. But you had a clue. The last 2 tiles I discarded before the reach were a low 3 and a low 3 in both suits. So that meant that most likely I was after something in the low region of one of either of those suits. Oddly, I'm now in the lead. I don't know if we go
Yes.
to a West round on this, but I've had a feeling that should have won me the game. But oh well. Maybe there's a West wind in free-player Mahjong, eh? I'm going to call that. I'm a dealer. I might as well be aggressive and get that Yaku out of the way. Let's go one, draw another. Yeah, I think we will have to just. Oh wow, my luck is in. This is a terrible hand actually, but my luck is in. You can see why I didn't want to reach on this. I mean, if free player Mahjong, that is a really terrible hand. Egan may be bored. I think it'll automatically undo the queues if I change it to 4-player, but I don't know for sure. Either way, it's clearly assuming there's going to be a West round. Either that or it is on the thing that has to be a winner in the last game for some reason. I don't know. I meant to shenanigan
It's not
that.
just because you're a dealer, I suppose. Or...
Yeah, I mean, sometimes the dealer carries on, but normally if the dealer in the last hand is in a winning position, the game ends. I think the dealer has a right to continue the game if he wants, but
Okay.
it's rarely exercised. It might just be that there's a West round in free-play Mahjong. It's been ages since I've played a full game of this, so I don't know. Maybe I just have to bust one of you two out, but it's quite a close game, really. So it seems unlikely.
Wrong.
I'm about to find out. Yeah, no, it needed a win. I'm annoyed at this, but Egan has won. Because under normal Mahjong circumstances, I win because I won in the last game. Alright, fair enough. Egan pulls off victory. I pull exactly 0 because I hit 40,000, which is the break-even point.
To be fair, I was not expecting Egan to have that hand.
Why not? You discarded a 7. 7s are always risky.
True,
Right, let
but
me just see if I can
it was
do my
early.
swaps before we go and set this queue up.
Slug out.
I mean, in fairness, Egan, you learn not to go. No, actually, you had a call, didn't you? You didn't decide not to reach and go for the silent hand. I thought for half a moment you had, but then I remembered you actually called the West.
I called wins.
Okay, in theory, it's changed, so let's find out.
I'm in the queue.
Yay!
Hello.
Okay, so we have the silencer, Kyrol, myself, and Egan. So, full game, usual opening shenanigans. Establish what is terrible in the hand and get rid of it. Then hope nobody does anything aggressive early.
You don't even know what my hand's got. It's just
No,
it's the
this
best.
is the point. This is why early game is just a case of getting rid of and gleaning generalizations about the hand.
You don't even know.
For example, you're fairly certain I don't need any high Mansu or low Sozu.
Fair.
Gesundheit.
Yes, indeed. I mean, I'm doing this for your benefit, Egan. I'm also the dealer, which, you know, has its own sort of equations and considerations when it comes to this sort of thing, but... Yes, let me see if I can get that in. Somebody else didn't make it in. There's somebody else looking in the chat, but so, or maybe he was here anyway.
Boom.
Now I made an error. I didn't mean to do that.
We have 9 viewers.
We do.
For an impromptu stream, it's pretty good.
Well, it wasn't necessarily impromptu. I did actually announce it.
Oh, okay.
Ish.
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 I put an event up. I do have an event list for Tiles of Confusion these days.
Ah.
Right. That is the Discord link. And I'll just discard the third tile of a file that would actually have been reasonably useful had I held it. Just one consideration for this: if you're not actively in the game, can you just either be muted or just lurk? Don't mind chatting with people in the game, but we won't have backseat drivers. That's what the chat. That's what the chat's for. But hello, Mr. Silencer.
Hello.
Yeah, Marion's the exception to the rule because he's our friend and whatever else.
He's not a backseat driver. He's being.
He doesn't
taken on
understand the
this
game,
program
and he's
willingly.
our friend, so therefore we allow him to break the rules.
He's been put into the trunk.
I'm also not a
Choose
backseat driver
out
because I'm the front seat driver in a different game right now.
How do we join the Tenho lobby? I've put the link in, or the sort of a name for the link in the title, so that should take you there. But other than that, just follow the link. And then we'll play some games, and if I don't end up in the games, I will do my usual post-commentary 5-minute time-lapsed analysis. Which I do enjoy doing, oddly. It makes me seem professional. Like I know what I'm doing in this game. Because I'm not having to think about my own moves as I'm doing them. Oh. Is that better? Is that better? This is one of those decisions, and I think I've got to go with this. Even though this is less likely to... No more This is the Police. I only did that as sort of a one-off test stream. I have been playing through the game in my own time, actually. But I might do a proper play of that at some stage.
I do like how normally it's the other way around. You're streaming something else and everyone's asking you when you're playing Mahjong.
Well, you know. I do other things.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so late game. This is now about whether we decide it's worth attacking or carrying on, because almost certainly everybody's in Tempai by this point.
Let's attack. It's gonna work. It's gonna work out well.
Yep. Let me know how that works out for you.
Go for the eyes, Carol. Go for the eyes.
Every time.
Unfortunately,
Just put the tiles in
that's
the
the deal.
eyes.
This is actually a really bad weight, and I had the option of going for the 4, 5, 6 Sanchiku, but waiting on either the Dora, the 5, or the 3 was unlikely, so I just went for this on the basis it was easier and had all the weights out. But that's a good deal of starting hand, in fairness. Alright, Dargan. I have to remember at times that Aegon's not really up on Mahjong theory. And he might not be doing what I would assume anybody else would be trying to do in this situation.
Yes, the
Comes
one
to
good thing
something
about
like
Aegon
Aegon
is that
is a
he's
wild card.
unpredictable.
Well, no, because in any other situation, those 3 discards is just culling a suit, so normally going for a one suit non-his hand. Or possibly, if he hadn't have discarded a 9, going for the 13 orphans. Which is always worth thinking about, because you like to keep the information about the fact it's invalid as long as possible. Just so you can crush their spirits with it. It's fun seeing somebody go through 13 orphans when you know where the 4th tile is of something. Okay, let's do that.
The only time I've seen a 13 orphans hand was against, I think it was on the Teachy English website. I ended up dealing into the AI and felt really, really, really silly.
I've won a 13 Orphans on Mahjong Time, but I have yet to stream a Mahjong on Tenho.
Oh,
Yakuman, rather. It's just... It's one of those things that hasn't happened in 2 years, and it's kind of surprising, because statistically somebody should have done it by now. I mean, the closest thing, somebody's gone up to accounted Sam Byman, but they've not actually hit the top level yet. I've been in Tenpai for dozens of them, but none of them have ever paid off.
Eat.
Alright, aggressive dealer reach. So the pure philosophy here is I am in the lead, and so therefore I should be trying to take it easy, but also this is the first round. I can afford to deal into people. So if this pays off, I just extend my lead and keep the aggressive pushing going and can then just ride out the game. And if it doesn't pay off, well, it's still early days. I've not really lost anything other than opportunity.
Khan.
This is the one time where it's acceptable to Khan, by the way, after a reach. When you are the person who has made said reach.
yeah, I haven't folded. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Still attacking.
I bet you haven't folded. Double Suji. 6 isn't a fold. 4 isn't a fold. 4 is a... 4, yeah, 4 could be folding.
Sumo.
That I'll self-draw Sumo. And just take the win.
Grumble, grumble, grumble.
That was a free... That was a... Well, 4-hand hand with a Sumo. And that's all it goes. I get no Uradura. Dealer Mungan. And now I have enough of a buffer that I can just afford to play out the game safely. So that's what I'm probably going to do. Especially as this hand is kind of terrible.
Eat.
Now, Aegon, I have one question to ask you here. Did you misclick? Yes. Did you actually get a Tenho and roll a reach? Because I've seen that done. Did you... Are you waiting on that green dragon?
Sumo.
No.
Double reach, Ipatsu Sumo. And one Dora. Well, that is my level of jam, sir. But at least it wasn't the accidental missed Yakuman because you pressed the wrong button.
I feel like I should applaud that luck, but no. Bad egg.
Bad Aegon, how dare you be lucky?
Exactly. It's against the rules.
That's fine. I mean, sometimes the game does this. It's... But equally, a Mungan isn't a big deal. Well, not to me anyway. Double reach one shot is free Han, plus Sumo in gives you 4. So that's basically the minimum. That basically is a Mungan. Mungan is still a reasonable hand. It's 8,000 non-dealer points. Especially considering the gap to the leader at the moment. So he's now very much established in second place. It also means that I have a legitimate worry about him now, because if I deal into another Mungan hand of his, a direct deal in, he will take the lead off me. So unlike earlier on, I now have to consider Aegon's moves a little bit more. I can afford to deal into Silencer and Chiral to a certain extent. But yeah, double reach Ipatsu Sumo is just an absurdly annoying hand.
First turn reach, second turn draw the time.
Yeah, that's basically double reach Ipatsu Sumo, which is just... In fairness, you had a good hand as well, because it was a two-sided weight, so...
Yeah.
So, Dealer Silencer going on the aggressive attack, which absolutely makes sense in his situation. I mean, in fact, it's still right at the start of the game, but... So I'm not making judgments, but it does appear as if multiple people are going for similar hands at the moment.
Hmm.
I reckon I'm playing with fire a little bit here.
Yes. Maybe.
Boom.
We'll see. We'll see. That's it. Sooner or later, I'm just going to deal in.
One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14,
7
15.
How has nothing I've discarded been called based on you and Aegon?
I have a bad weight. Oh, shit.
Ah.
C Boom.
Lots of aggressive pushing with 3 tiles to play. In all honesty, I shouldn't have gone for this hand. But it's put some stress on Kyril, so, you know, pluses and minuses. I had no reason to go for this hand. Yeah, I had you massively down as a Chinitsu from that call, but
You'd be
No, I
proud of
started,
that
I
hand.
started with a Itsu chance, but it was kind of rude.
I get the possible Itsus around here.
And then I had to change for Sanchoku, but
Yeah.
not an option.
I had the option of canning that hand for about 8 rounds, and I didn't.
Yep, no, this is a correct decision unless you were in Tempai and about to call Reach.
I was one away.
Which,
but
in fairness,
I didn't get it.
Khan Reach is one of the most threatening plays you can make, and it's why you try to save the Khans. You don't just do them straight away. Because if you can go Khan
It's
into
also
Reach...
it's also one of the coolest.
Oh yeah, definitely. But also, just immediately, the table has to fall to you, because if they don't, they are risking a lot.
God.
Aegon, however, will not fold, because Aegon. Also, aggressively attacking a Khan Reach is something that everybody on this darn table does.
Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't you?
Historically, in Tiles of Confusion past, it has been an indicator of, I should fold, but let's attack anyway. And it always bloody well pays off. There was not enough Divine Retribution for going aggressively into it. Or rather, it only seemed to fall on me. Also, you can shout Carnage, Aegon, when you finally have Carnage. It's still one of my disappointing moments on this channel is when I gave up a chance at a San Kansu. Okay.
I don't like this, so I'm going to do that instead.
Fair. Thank you, random Aegon background. Counter reach. Okay.
Ivica, malo tiše, molim te.
What's number 1? I'm really curious now.
Oh, I don't know. There's been many disappointing moments on my channel.
Ivica, molim te, malo tiše.
I think I've had enough of this. I'm going to fold out of this one.
Uh-oh. So when you've reached it, it pauses and you're like, oh no, oh darling, no.
Well, I tried to deliberately delay those as long as I can, in fairness.
Aww.
I normally think about doing it. You know, I like to put some pressure on people and punish them for potential mistakes.
Oh, reaching was definitely a mistake, but it might be a mistake that pays off. You never know.
Speaking of mistakes, Aegon, why are you attacking here?
I have no idea.
No.
That makes it worse.
Or maybe I do have an idea.
It's not silencer. So who could
No,
do
not
that?
for me. Aegon.
Actually, that was me. I was being evil to Kyril there.
Well, I knew it wasn't silencer because he just discarded it, and I know no one called it to silencer that turn before, so thought it was probably safe. If it suddenly became unsafe, that would have been incredibly disappointing.
Well, the thing is, it can happen. Aegon could have been waiting on that tile, incidentally, because that's one of the counter-reach tactics. You stay in hand with a Yaku and just wait on a tile that you know is safe from one of the other players who've declared reach. In fact, it's the usual safe way to go about it, because, you know, people will try and deal around that dealer reach, and then they'll just deal into you. And consequently, from that, you have disarmed any problems that were occurring from the reach. Also, I'm not thinking about my hand too well there.
So, sorry, this is part of the strategy. You get him talking.
It works, it works. Distracting me has always been a valid tactic. So I'll end up talking about things and not actually concentrating on what's actually going on in the hand. But yeah, I shouldn't have got rid of a North first, because of course North is mine.
Very possessive tone.
Well, no, it is my seat win, so if I drew a pair in the time it took me to have another go around, then it would be worth keeping. Whereas the South, it definitely wouldn't have been.
Alright, doing this.
So that's just discard ordering that's gone a bit awry there.
I'll take that.
So is this a Kyril going for any hand, or is this a Kyril going for a good hand? Place your bets.
Oh, it's 2-door.
Yeah, 2-door is not 2-door is solid, but if that's all you've got, free Han is a good hand. Free Han is the acceptable hand value. If you can make a half flush, it's a Mungan. Aegon just determined to get every Manzu out of his hand possible.
Yeah, just keep dealing them. Do it.
Mm,
Well, it's the only reason I don't think Kyrill's on a half flush, so it's useful information. I just don't think it's sensible discard policy.
ah.
Each.
G.
Oh, I can't. Oh no! Mistakes.
Well, you know how I like to punish those. Nevertheless, the last thing I want to do is give points to Aegon.
I just thought, hey, I'll take the Dora, but then I didn't realise.
You're taking yourself out of Tempai with that?
No, maybe.
Calling from Tempai is rarely a good decision. But Silencer with a Pinfu Dora as dealer, which is the correct way to play against somebody being aggressive. You be silent, you be sneaky, and you wait for them to eventually deal into you.
Yes, I had a two-sided weight. I
Gave it up.
I thought I could take the 3, 4, 5 and then discard a 5 I already had. But like, sorry, the 4, 5, 6 and discard a 5 I already had. But you can't do that.
No, you can't.
not-
You can't change up using calls.
I didn't know that. I could discard anything
You-
but the 5.
Yeah, so if you call a tile, you are not allowed to discard a tile that you could have used in that same set you called with. You also can't call a triplet of 5s and then discard a 5, for example.
Because it's never really come up that much.
No,
notice,
it's
I
an
guess.
obscure rule, but you know it's something that is relevant sometimes.
Turns out I wouldn't have drawn it anyway, but still, it's all good.
Anyway, this looks like it's going to be a long game. We're still in East 2. But your scores have now nicely balanced out, so I've now got a more consistent lead of 22,000. So Aegon's taking off and discards a 9 dot, which seems like the safest tile in context.
Pretty cool. Okay, coffin foot over. What have I missed? Nothing. Very cool.
Yeah, not much, not much. Aegon being sneaky, but beyond that, not much. Alright, one row down. Let's see if I can make the second.
Ah, stupid.
And Nageshi Manganova.
Oh
No, there's never a serious reason to go for that.
no.
It's also next to impossible, because not only do you have to rely on nobody else winning in 18 discards or more if there's calls, it's just not a realistic thing to go for, because you almost have to give up from the start. And if you've got that many terminals, there's normally better things to go for.
Wrong.
Oh,
Tanya door.
if I hadn't discarded 3 turn before, I would have kept it.
Yeah, I'm because of my lead, I have no interest in putting points on the table, so where possible, I'm going to be playing this very silently and just going for snipey wins like that.
That's totally fair. It makes sense, especially in your overwhelming lead.
Exactly. You have to get big hands to get to me, so I can just go for small hands and just keep the table going. Or that is the hope, anyway. So my lead now goes to 26,000. You know what, Aiden? You should do the Do album rather than me.
You're not going to do a duet.
No, definitely not. Never going to happen.
Okay.
Do 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 do. Do 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 do. The clown.
There are times looking at my discards where I just feel, where's the hand gone?
A dream of romance, so sing. What a villain is me. That's entertainment.
Alright.
Oh,
Carol
we're done.
Reach.
What have I done? Oh,
リーチ
Well, now you got to pursue Reach, so what have I done? What have I done? Might just be backfiring on you slightly here. Phew. Well, this is one of the great... Actually, no, I've got to save tile.
that moment you're going for one hand and you realise, wait, I don't actually have that hand yet. No.
Well, now you have Reach, so, you know.
Great Shakespearean scene where the ghost and the prince meet.
This is Aegon's losing music, I'm fairly certain.
Oh wait, no, I did have the hand. Just didn't draw it.
7 pairs, and double door as well.
Hey, snap! Except I was waiting on the 5 pair.
So that is a non-dealer Mungan, and that puts him into 2nd place. Red Dragon.
I would not have declared reach if you not said like, oh shit, whatever.
I imagine that had something to do with it. Alright, we'll take
Are
the
you
second.
sure that's not the mind games?
Yeah.
Yeah, that terror in your voice that you made a terrible mistake was definitely a mind game.
To be fair, I actually was in Tenpai for 7 pairs. I just, because I'd moved the tiles about by accident by clicking and dragging, I had a moment of, wait, it's not lined up as neatly as I wanted it to be. Oh no.
Tenho will not let you make a false
Find
reach.
the last pair.
Yeah, Tenho will not allow you to make a false reach. There are certain games where you're allowed to do that, which is annoying.
Yeah, I think there is. Yes, yeah, that's fine. Let's focus about this round. Let's not dwell on the past.
No. The game is on. The game is on. So you're in last place. Be aggressive. Get into the game.
Yes. Aggression. Right, let's do this.
You're in last place. You're entitled to be aggressive. You're entitled to
That's
try
what
and
I do
force
best.
hands because you need to get a value increase. You need to be going for the bigger hands somewhat. You need to be taking a few more risks. I mean, assuming you've got a Yaku, that's actually a legitimate move. But you have to have a Yaku.
Boom.
So last place excuses a lot of aggressive moves that I tend to complain to people about, but
Maybe waving the flag that again.
I do like how apparently I gave Aegon 3 Dora. That's
yeah, you have given Aegon free door.
Boom.
oh great.
Yeah, so this is the downside, of course.
It's fine. I was told to be aggressive. This is me being aggressive. It's gonna work.
This is true. I'm also being aggressive, which I don't really need to be.
지,
For the man with a face, that's entertainment.
I don't think it's that entertaining, sir. So I've fallen into the trap quite now. Yeah, I've definitely fallen into the trap.
And there's a shine on your shoes. There's a melody in your heart. And a happy feeling. That's a wonderful way to start to get the word every
Have I
day.
ever played poker against you, Aegon? Just out of query on this one.
No.
Because that's a reasonable poker face. It's for not. I realise it's for not caring, not fully understanding poker face, but still.
Only that is making the worry.
You are allowed to do that on the World Poker Tour and things, which is, you know.
Oh, they banned certain poker faces.
No. You are allowed to talk and sing and be annoying and obnoxious if you really want to be. Provided you don't actually interfere with the actual way the game is being played. It just occurs to me that in a similar way to my brother's poker face, which wasn't really a poker face, it was a make you crack up poker face, but in a similar vein, I feel that would be reasonably effective.
What, he makes faces above his cards.
He just has a look when he's trying to do a poker face, and it just makes you laugh.
I'm being smart. I'm being sneaky, look.
It's not even that. It's just I don't know what it is. It just always makes me laugh when he pulls off this damn poker face.
I know something you don't know.
Of course he does. He has information. Just as I have information you don't have.
Yes, unfortunately, Aegon's information consists about obscure parts of Croatian history.
Indeed it does.
Why are you standing next to a jet engine?
Just building one in the spare time. You know, actually,
Everyone's got hobbies, Aegon. Have you got a problem with that?
I wouldn't be surprised.
it is the kind of thing I could see Mara doing. This is true.
More likely, it's just the cooler for my computer going a bit nuts.
Probably.
Besides, I wouldn't build a jet engine, I'd build a rocket engine.
True.
Yay, another hand that's getting away from me. If I can just take about 8 tiles from my discard pool, I'm probably in Tempai.
This new entrepreneuring Englishman has started launching satellites from his backyard.
I mean,
I have
People
actually
have done that.
considered it.
Yeah, why not?
Got the full, like, salvage one on it.
wow, I love my discards today. It's so good. I think it's this point I should probably consider folding, but nah.
지, 리치,
Okay, maybe I'll reconsider.
On your shoes, melody in your hair. A happy feeling, it's so wonderful. You face the world every day. Deep tap, deep tap, tap. There's a melody that is making the worrying all go by. When you walk down the street of a happy-go-lucky beat, You'll find
Beachy.
I'm repeating.
Oh, this has gotten weird.
Shine on your shoes. Melody in your heart. What a wonderful way to start a day.
But I'm happy to give up my dealer turn. It didn't cost me anything particularly, so. I just have to get past Silencer's dealer turn, and then we're set, I think.
Home.
I think Aegon's given up on going for first at this point. Just 1 second.
Still a respectable position.
He'd need to get... I mean, in fairness, he's still got a dealer turn coming up, which does have an impact on these things. But he only needs a direct... Actually, we're getting off to Buyman territory for a direct in one shot, but a dealer Hanneman would do it.
I mean, just give Aegon some more points. You can do it, Aegon.
And a
Go for
one-suit hand with double south, he's already got free hand showing. He's got a reasonable shot at this one. At least they built some big points into his dealer turn. Just a shame he's not in a Sozu suit, because obviously he'd have had the extra door from there and the extra door potential from his from a Sozu reveal at the moment.
Mark, I'm going to Tesco's. Home.
And Silencer being aggressive because it's his dealer turn. Which may cause me to be aggressive just to try and prevent this dealer turn.
Home.
We'll see.
Home.
Okay, that's the hand you're going for. I see. Which is annoying. But okay.
Home.
It's a really good hand.
It could be Toy Toy, it could be all simples from there, so a couple of things. I mean, only needs all simples to continue, so
Dom.
ah, darn it. It's close enough for Tempire, but we carry on then?
Which one is the door of the red dragon thing?
I always get this the wrong way around, but red is for white. It's in alphabetical order.
Oh.
So Majora Dragon is the white one.
Home.
Okay, prefer to give him
Yeah.
baton early, so
I
I...
tried to learn it was Pokemon weaknesses, but then I got confused.
Sorry?
I think like water puts out fire, and then
Yeah, why not?
grass Pokemon absorb water, right?
Yeah,
Except
so
within
red,
the
red,
winter.
white, green. In
And
order.
then fire burns grass,
Gee.
right?
And what does grass do?
Fire empowers ice, ice empowers grass, grass empowers fire.
Yeah,
Except when it doesn't.
except when it doesn't.
Except when it doesn't, of course. I really need to get a quick can together here, and it's not help. I'm not being helped at the moment.
Really trying to get a hand here.
Well, I need a quick hand to try and prevent Silencer from going on a bit of a dealer rampage, like a la what I was doing in the early game.
Yeah.
But equally, I can't afford to deal into him anymore because the gap is down to below 12,000.
G.
Thankfully, though, he's on to a reasonably recognizable hand, so we can avoid that.
Reach.
Not sure I can avoid that, but we'll have a go.
Oh, thanks.
Come.
Curses. If only.
This is not a curses moment for you, Carol. That's actually a good... This is a bit of a good play right now.
But if only I had sumoed off the
Because
clan,
it forces
that would
me
be
to
nice.
fold, because I cannot afford to deal into Silencer even more. And I don't have a lot of good stuff to fold with, in fairness. God darn it. Alright.
Yeah, this really was my all-in hand at this point.
No, you need one. I mean, you are the last dealer, so it's not essentially to be all in, but
We'll see.
I'm just drawing unsafe tile after unsafe tile, and eventually something's going to give on this. I think that's my last safe tile now, so everything else is risky. Either to you or to Silencer. Oh, that does not help me. Alright. Oh, actually, we got that because Aegon discarded one. Thanks, Aegon. Aegon, why can you not help me out again?
Dom.
Sorry.
No. I had two dragons. I had a full set of 7s. I had a full set of 4s. Three dots, which I couldn't discard to the right. I had a 5 so and a 9 so. Both were possible discards from the hand to my right. And as much as I didn't want to deal into you, it was better to deal into you than to deal into Silencer, who would have taken the lead and kept his dealer turn.
Yeah, fair.
That was my overall thought process and consideration. If that had worked, I'd have gotten another try. So, oh, that was an annoying hand.
I'm not sure about that.
Well, this is just my thought process going in. I mean,
I think it would be better to deal into me because I had like 2 Han showing. And you know I had Nordora because I folded 1 and the dragons were...
this is true, but obviously any dealing to you would have doubled the deposit I have to you, and you are my closest rival at this point.
Yeah.
I also was unsure if you definitely had any more bonus tiles because, well, you might have been on a dragon weight. I imagine you were actually, based on the fact I had 2 of them myself, but... But either way, there was so much in my hand that I couldn't get rid of. 4 man was the most likely thing to pass on Kairos' side that I had. That wasn't risky also to you.
On the plus side, at least I had no error.
Yeah, my hand was really good if I hadn't folded, but in that situation, against triple call on the right, I have to consider Chance's side, and against reach into Khan, I'm always going to try and play safe against that for as long as I can. Alas, I just ran out, and now I'm playing a bit like a pig at the moment because I was talking about the last hand. But hey.
Reach.
Oh.
Dom.
Richipatsu, Dora, Mungan. Alright.
I'm still in.
You are still in, but you're darn near annoying me now because I now have a hand to win.
I can still win. Come on, you know it's a bad side when Shadow expresses emotion.
Okay. I have something.
Shadows, you're near to annoying me now, means he's incandescent with rage.
Ooh. Oh. Probably shouldn't have said that.
It's all part of your mind games, I can tell.
We like our mind games here.
You've got nothing.
I have everything.
Oh, well, that's a thing.
Reach from the leader. That means I only need to win a 2-hand hand to potentially. We'll see.
Alright, well, let's pick something that's... There's nothing that's safe. Let's just pick this. There we go.
In your case, Tyra, you need to win the hand. You can't think of safety right now.
That's a good point, actually.
You need to win the hand because otherwise you will lose the game. But as long as you keep winning, you stay in the game. So you're actually the only person you cannot fold right now.
It's a good point. Nuts to safety. Who cares about
Well,
safety?
in fairness, you could lose points to Aegon, but you know this is a valid situation for you to try and be aggressive because if you can chain 2 free wins, you will overall win the game. And I'm not just saying that because I need you to take points off him. Though that is a factor I will concede.
リーチ
That intentional way just to put me on edge.
No. That was me considering my own discards. That wasn't a you decision at any point of that. And again, I'm into the sort of situation where I'm trying to deal into you and definitely avoiding definitely avoiding silencer because if you win, the game carries on, unless you win by a landslide.
Oh no. Oh, okay.
Alright, I'm gonna have to safety valve this.
ズモ
Ah,
No, I was waiting on the 6-2!
good game, sir.
Good game.
I still had points.
That's not really a thing to be happy about towards that point, but you know, good game, good game.
Same people. I thought there was someone else in the queue. Oh, okay.
If they were, they've left, but... Alright, revenge match.
Currently.
I'm starting dealer
I
again.
need to go to lunch soon.
Ah, it's fine. I'm probably going to be calling the stream after this game in any case, unless it goes really short. Because I also want to go to lunch.
Buns.
Get rid of these.
Who wanted that too?
I mean, it's silencer just because of it seems to be on
Another
him
option.
whenever I hear it. Unless it's Aegon. But if he is, he's given up. It can't be Aegon actually because that's going to be a triple call at that stage. Of course, I could mess around with the buttons and then turn that sort of thing off, but then I have no idea what I've actually set it to because I never bothered to learn them. You know what I'm going to call that actually.
Oh, you're there now.
Boom.
I'll call that as well since you're going to give it to me. Do you want to give me a third and win? Ah.
That's annoying.
Well, I mean, he put me into Tenpai with that. I'm going to be honest.
Boom.
I mean, if you're going to give me 3 Dora, I'm going to take it. 4 Dora Honitsu, I'll take. Wasn't the plan,
Well,
but...
I Okay. That happened, huh? And I have no safe tiles. Let's just discard this instead.
質問
The jam is in. Because I really, on any official basis, I should not have called that, but because I had the 6/7 weight at that point. But I'm a dealer, and I was going to make you pay for that move.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Do not discard the Dora against multiple calls, sir. That's all I shall say on this subject. The Dora is
Yeah.
never the safe tile. Unless they've
Except when
actively
it's-
discarded one, it is never the safe tile.
Oh no!
I want to call that to punish him, but it doesn't actually help my hand any, so we'll let it go.
Why did they click the tile next to it?
Well, this happens. This is what I mean. I've misclicked all the time. All right, we'll take that.
ポン
ポン
What do you need?
Give me that one.
Give me that one.
Yes, that one.
But that one. Oregon. I mean, in fairness, you want to get rid of the things that get called early because it's less likely we're in Tempai at that position, and it means you know who to be aware of.
Yes, that's why I was doing.
Oh, however,
these.
normally once somebody has called a dragon, you never play the second in conventional circles of actual professional players because it's too risky. It's also only usually worth calling Onitars if you've got a hand that's actually close to Tempai, but
This sounds the best hand. What you're talking about?
it might well be. I'm not saying anything about it. It's just I'm giving general advice to people.
Mhm.
Oh, wait. Oh no.
This is a better discard, by the way, but better have my reasoning. It's flawed reasoning, but I have my reasoning.
I also need to get a haircut.
ポン
That's very late in the game to be discarding that,
Yeet.
Aegon. Although it has put you into Tempai, so not the worst.
質問
Dealer Mungan.
Slight déjà vu from the last game.
Pretty much. There wasn't necessarily a punishment move because, in fairness, Aegon, that seemed legitimate from Aegon. If you're going to discard it, you discard it to get into Tempai. But that was just unfortunate timing with the way that lined up.
When I pawned the dragons, I was in 10 pi, but it wasn't a very high value hand.
Sure.
I think it was a 1,000
Sure.
point
But
hand.
if it gets you to Tempai, it's worth calling the Honor Tile.
ポン
Because you can,
Oh,
if nothing else, you can silently be in Tempai for the rest of the game and hopefully incidentally snipe somebody. And there's always the chance you can increase the value afterwards.
Yes, which is what I
The
tried
time not to call Onitars is when you're miles away.
The time not to discard wins is right now.
Pretty much. That's why I'm going to discard the South now.
All right, well you did it, so let's join in.
I mean, he's likely going to be in a one-suit hand, which is most likely Mansu at the moment, but we'll see.
I mean, I have got a Hanneman on all the wins. This has happened.
It wouldn't be Hanneman all wins. That'd be a Yakaman.
Oh, yeah, Yakuman. Then yeah, sure. Numbers.
All
I
honors,
got a big
honors,
number.
all 4 wins, depending
Yeah.
on which version it is. But
I did get number.
did get number. Okay, good. Number.
Many number.
But did you get the best numbers? I don't know if double Yakimans are a thing on Tenho, in fairness, but then I haven't seen a Yakiman on Tenho that I've pulled off, so, you know. We'll see if we ever get to that position.
I dislike my hand.
Well, there's only one thing to do with it then. Discard it and get a new one.
Yes, get out of here.
Unfortunately, the wall's not in front of you, so you can't do the Tetsuya swap. But if you wanted to pull off a Subamagaishi, I could right now.
Home.
No, let's just be aggressive. Why not? The best choice.
Each.
This is why it's not always the best choice. Because now you have to defend with a reduced hand. Mind you, reading Egan's discards at times is really tricky.
Yes.
I mean, convention dictates he's on a Dot or Sozu weight, but that could easily be not the case. Could just be mad fumbling around with a hand that was actually really good and only 2 from Tenpai at the start. Alright, let's throw it. That should be safe against Egan. If it's not, well done, sir.
Well, thanks. I wasn't going to throw that, but I mean, now you have. I hate how cursed this hand is. This hand is so cursed. But I'm
Come.
doing it.
Why would you
This
cart
one's
into a
all cursed.
reach?
I've been blessed by the Mahjong gods.
No, you didn't win from that.
No, but I drew something that helped me a lot.
Yeah, you also helped Egan out a bunch.
Hmm.
The odds of me winning in this hand is so incredibly low.
Then why would you Khan?
Because it's fun.
You can't.
Egan, you're
do
going to
that.
deal it. Egan, he's going to deal into you. And if he doesn't, Karma is not working properly.
Really? Okay, this was a cursed hand.
Say, Karma dictates you deal into Egan now.
I suppose that actually was safe.
That
It's
was
still
safe.
a red 5.
Yeah, but that was safe at least to Egan. Might not have been safe to anybody else, but you know. Egan waiting on 7, so it was a bad weight in fairness, but... Actually, no, it was an 8 dot single weight, is that? Was I misreading it?
I think I was waiting for an 8. It was the only one without a pair.
Oh, so, yes, that's what threw me. I didn't realise it was 7 pairs initially because you had the Ipeiko and whatever. I was reading that. Oh well, you're dealer now at least.
Okay.
But
Give
I
me
say,
all the money.
Karma dictates that Egan had to deal, that Carl had to deal into you for that.
Home.
Aggression.
Aggression.
If you say so, sir. We've rejoined the Kriev school of Mahjong, have we?
Apparently.
Home.
So the question is... Chanta outside hand, or are you going mad?
It
Or both.
probably already is.
Yes. Am I going mad?
Home.
Yeah, we're going mad. He's on a Yakiman.
No.
So if he has all 1s and 9s, he has a Yakiman. But it could easily just be a Chanta hand with Toy Toy. Either way, I am now discarding middle tiles for the rest of the game. Do not mind me.
I don't blame you.
Well, to be fair, this only happened until I can prove you don't have one.
I want to do something very stupid.
Do it, Aegon. Do it. You know you want to.
Well, in fairness, the only things he's got left are the 9 mat and the 1 so at this stage, because all the 1 dots are out.
I need to look something up. What's the hand?
It's Chinroto, which is all that, but I assume you got all honors rather than that. Yeah, so if you'd have had 1s or 9s instead of the dragon, that was a Yakuman hand.
Ah, I see. Well,
That's why after 3 calls I was a bit But yeah,
Right.
that
I had
the
free.
dragons invalidated it. Oh well. I tried.
in fairness, it's still a manga. It's not a bad hand by any stretch of the imagination, but you know,
I could have called free cons if you just discarded.
on rotate. Yeah. It's still a manga, and in the situation where he's miles from the lead and is now solidified 2nd place, in context, it's a good hand.
Okay.
Boom.
To be fair, if I
It was
No,
also
no,
correct
I
to be
would probably-
aggressive on it, in spite of possible confusion about that initially. But only because you had the backup of the dragon triplets. You had a hand you could go for, the all honors or terminals. So no, it was legit and a reason to go for that. Have a dragon.
misclick. Oh well.
Well, now I have a safe tile against you, sir, so it wasn't a misclick for me.
リーチ
It can't be that bad a misclick if you hit Tenpai the turn afterwards.
He's playing mind games.
Mind game. No, I don't know.
You have to loudly declare. No.
It's almost as bad as the Secret Alliance's shenanigans, you know.
To be fair, I did actually misclick, but that's fine. I drew the tile that I misclicked, discarded the turn afterwards, so it's fine.
This is where you find out he's in a first turn reach.
Could happen. Could be.
It very much could.
I will neither confirm nor deny.
ドン
Well, it's not a first turn reach.
Okay, I'll confirm.
See, you lied to us as well.
I'm learning.
100,000.
Yep. You know, the skill in Mahjong is to stop hemorrhaging points.
Maybe he's playing reverse rules.
It's not golf,
I'm
sir.
playing golf. I'm playing golf.
Curse. Okay, I've been struck with a double curse. This is fine.
No, the Devil Curse is when you get all your third one.
No, the double curse.
I mean the triple curse, right?
Look, if Karma's not allowed in this game, I don't think curses are either.
It's okay. I'll just start referring to him as Emmanuel.
Sounds like a plan.
What's this? Oh.
What is this? It's a tile, sir.
this strategy does rely on the fact that Aegon is to my left. But it
Well,
is a good
Aegon will give
strategy
you all of the
nonetheless.
calls you need.
Yes.
Well, it's not exactly a good strategy to go for, because either you're on Ritsu or Sanchu or something of that nature, and it's a very low value hand anyway.
1
Also, he did that. Which subtly changes the equation.
Hmm.
Sumo.
Take that.
So yeah, I had 2 norths, 2 whites, 3 easts, no wests,
So again, you're going
and
for a
1, 2,
Chancery.
3. Yeah.
Well, they didn't all have to come from Aegon.
Well, the three needed to.
Not necessarily. Could have been the winner. Though relying on a 3 to be discarded in normal games of Mahjong is a little silly.
Yes, but I had Aegon to my left. That's why that was the strategy. I did say that the plan hinged on a certain thing.
I'd be lost on what to do without all these buttons.
Well, to be fair, I say I'm happy to teach you the game properly, Aegon.
Yeah,
I mean,
do
it helps
like
that
the
you've
fact
been
that-
playing
yeah.
for about a year without understanding it, because it means I actually have things to reference.
Yeah, I like the fact that you get pictures in the web mode. I know people don't like it, but
Home.
I actually really do. No, I think I went a bit crazy early on. That was a mistake. Oh well.
It's fine. I mean, it happens to all of us. We all go on tilt, but that's usually the precursor to me having a bucket load of jam.
Yep, jammier than an explosion at the Jammy Dodger factory.
Pretty much. I have bad run. I have terrible luck. I have terrible luck, and then suddenly I'm full of jam.
Wouldn't much of the Jammy Dodger factory actually be
Biscuits?
batter for the... Yeah.
Biscuit. There's nothing wrong with biscuits, sir.
Yes, but wouldn't that be the majority of the factory? There's a lot more biscuit than there is jam.
Look, Aegon, he likes the buttery biscuit base.
It's fine. You know, it's.
Home.
So why is it called a dodger? What is a dodge?
It's a wheel. It can dodge whatever it wants.
Welcome to deep philosophical thoughts with Aegon. But why is it the Jammy Dodger?
ロン
Not why is it anything, but just why is it?
I've been rereading Thief of Time, and I'm just reminded of the question about arcane wisdoms and a bunch of gibberish made up on the spot, and the answer to that is a fish.
Okay.
It's all these mystical teachings that you're supposed to ponder on the nature of existence and enlightenment and so on. And what's the difference between the sayings of that and just some gibberish made up on the spot? And the answer is a fish.
What fish?
No, that's the answer. A fish.
Yes, but which fish?
But like, well,
You don't understand the answer. You're not enlightened, sir.
Well, it needs to be
Go
a
back and
specific
ponder
type
the
of
universe
fish.
for a bit, and then come back when you understand.
You need to become a student of the way of Miss Cosmopolite.
Indeed.
And
Although
remember
in
rule
fairness,
one.
that's more the way of when the Eternals get prized rather than Mrs. Cosmopolite. But yes, it will help
Is it
you
a
to understand.
salmon?
It will
Is it a
help you to
tuna?
understand.
It is a fish, Aegon.
Which fish?
That is the answer to the question.
Is it Dave?
I don't think he understands Shadow.
No, he doesn't. That's fine. You can't enlighten everybody.
But they can't enlighten Hagen. Hashtag no enlightenment, Hagen.
Oh, I should be being much more aggressive than I am being.
Yes.
Big hit.
Each.
Well, I wasn't going to, but this is a hand that finishes people off if people deal in, so... Well, it can potentially finish off Silencer if he deals in. So Hagen's so determined to go down to 0 points. Oh, for God's sake.
Sumo.
Which Batsumo, Shanshikyu, Dora.
No, I had the other three.
Simon.
scores.
There we go, game over.
I'm at 700.
You're not out, but...
But I am.
Yeah, it's
Good
not...
game.
I feel bad when this happens because I don't feel I deserve that.
Why? Just enjoy it.
I mean, it's fine, it's a good hand, but I wasn't going for that for the longest time. I was just trying to play safe and be sneaky. And then just suddenly, you know, Myman, we'll take it. Anyway, I'm going to call that a stream for now, guys. Thanks for joining me, and we will be doing this again next week. Possibly at this time, possibly the normal time. We'll debate how we feel about that, I guess. But
We'll do something.
I will
at the same
announce
time.
it in the Discord chat, which I put a link to earlier.
Okay.
Okay, you guys.
And catch you later.
See ya.
What's the normal time? The normal time would be GMT, of course. Although, actually, we're on British Summer Time still, aren't we?
Yeah, it's BST right now.
BST 10:30 is the usual sort of time after my usual Friday stream. However, I might switch it to Saturday mornings instead if it feels more normal and there's more people around. But we'll see how that goes. Anyway.